SIFA state championship between the Greenville Hurricanes and the PAC Panthers, presented by Kingdom.com. Welcome to everyone watching around the world. I'm Spencer Thompson alongside Brendan Daniel, proud to be with you in North Augusta, South Carolina. Well, PAC Panthers, of course, went 1-1. They split the series against the Greenville Hurricanes with that thrilling 42-44 victory over Greenville earlier in the year. Looking for a vengeance as they lean on their star defenseman Humans with 12 interceptions total on the season. Meanwhile, for the Greenville Hurricanes, tough stretch with that second game loss that they had, especially with their head coach passing. And now it's time for them at the helm of their 3-1 new head coach, is trying to lead a state championship for the Greenville Hurricanes. Brendan, so many storylines going into this one for the PAC Panthers, team that's always looked solid on the year, had that one loss on the season under the new head coach, Humans, looking like they may be poised to take the state championship, but how do they seal the deal tonight?
They just got to play great defense. The Hurricanes is a great team all around, and they're going to have to worry about them on defense as well, but you just got to figure out, make adjustments, and like Coach said, hey, this team is a great team, but it all depends on who gets the last turnover and who gets it on the last drive.
Yeah, especially the Greenville Hurricanes, they've had a lot of just many different factors surrounding all together for them to get to this point, but even as a number 2 seed, they look as dangerous as ever. They had that first victory against the PAC Panthers, but the Panthers had half of their personnel was basically out in different situations. So for the Greenville Hurricanes, they did split the series, looking to go 2-1 here. How do they escape with the trophy from North Augusta?
I mean, you're a great team, and you have plenty of motivation to get this job done. All you have to do is go out there and execute.
Go out and execute. Game 31 for our broadcast season, and Game 31 is another state championship. Greenville Hurricanes, PAC Panthers next on 8-Man Extreme.
A good game, a game in which there are no injuries. God, I pray that you would protect these young men, protect the coaches, protect the referees. And we ask this in your son's name. Amen.
All right, guys, if y'all want to come on, shake hands.
Boy, good game.
I know. Let's go. Come on, boy. I always play offense.
All right, well, congratulations making it to the championship game today, all right, guys? First and foremost, we're looking for sportsmanship out of you guys, all right? Panthers, you're the visiting team. Tails, heads. Hurricanes, you're the home team. Heads, tails. Who's calling?
Tails.
Tails. All right, Panthers calls tails.
Tails is calling.
Tails it is. Your option?
Defer to the second half.
Panthers, they're deferring to the second half. Hurricanes won the ball. Panthers, which end do you want to defend? Okay, so let's turn. All right, once again, kicking, the defer in the second half. Hurricanes will be guys.
PAC Panthers, the #1 seed in the SIFA, will start off with the ball to kick off this afternoon's action. Glad to be with you for every second of it. Spencer Thompson and Brendan Daniel from North Augusta. Well, Brendan, 30 games down, one more to go in the regular broadcast season. Of course, have the All-America games next month, but one more to go, and what better way to conclude the regularly scheduled programming than a state championship?
We've had a great national championship last week, so I'm expecting greatness out of this championship as well, even though it's a state.
Just 5 days ago, we were in Panama City Beach, Florida, calling that amazing matchup between the Evangel Lightning and the Freedom Cowboys, and the Division II championship between the PAC Panthers, the Southern Prep Fighting Rangers and the Evangel Blue Lightning. And with the kick of the ball, we are underway from North Augusta. And it will result in kick going out of bounds. Talked about it coming in today. The PAC Panthers will start out on offense here, and actually, correction, PAC Panthers elected to defer the choice, so it's actually Greenville. We'll start out here. And off and in motion, deep toss already, trying to be adventurous. Pass intended there for Jason Quillen. Actually, the PAC Panthers deferred the choice to the second half as this carry left side by Matthew Mark. We'll move the chains for a first down. A good rush by the junior in Matthew Mark.
Mark's one of those weapons for this Hurricane offense. Once again, it's a well-rounded team, so you never know what they're going to pull out. The trick play at first tricked them off, and now run play.
They'll rule him short for a 3rd and inches, no measurement there. On 3rd and short, and they lose the ball in the backfield in what could have been an easy first down. The mismanagement of the ball by Mason Gill.
At least he was smart enough to drop down on that ball instead of trying to scoop it up.
The first offensive drive for the Hurricanes will result in a punt from Quillen. Punted down almost. Almost an attempted return by Orbeek. And now the PAC Panthers will have their first offensive drive. Coach Humans, first season 8-3 overall. Only 3 losses, including one of those losses to the Greenville Hurricanes at the start of the season. Talked to them pregame. The conference right now for the SIFA, you have to play each of the teams in conference twice, hoping to get to the point where they only have one home and one away on a rotating basis. At least playing a team at home and then away the following year as they try to grow. It's 32 to the right side on the carry. And down to about the 38-yard line.
These PAC Panthers are mainly known for their running game. We'll see how much it helps them against this great defensive team, Hurricanes.
We were talking about the lead up to this contest prior to getting on site, and Greenville Hurricanes is a well-rounded team on all sides of the ball. It's an interesting challenge up ahead here for PAC, and fake there and a carry up the middle for a few yards.
Great win in the trenches by the defensive line, just able to stand their ground, only let them gain a few yards.
And that was the freshman Humans who carried up the middle. Lob in the backfield. Carry by Clay Humans. Trying to weave through and still on his feet. First down and a little bit more as the senior has been so impressive on the defensive side. Gets a first down and proves more impressive on the offensive side.
It was just patience for that running game, just waiting for his blockers to establish blocking. But he's also able to stay on his feet, shred the defense, get a nice first down, a couple yards gain.
As this to the right side, incomplete. And we have a flag down.
Might be calling intentional grounding. I don't think they had any wide receivers out there.
Potentially intentional grounding with the way it went to the outside.
Okay, intentional grounding. Gray. It's going to be 5 yards from the spot of the throw and loss of down. Second down.
The second down coming up there. So you're right about the prediction on that, intentional grounding.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to swallow that ball and take a sack. And I know coaches probably tell you at least get the ball out of your hands and throw it out, but if you don't have any wideouts out there, it's going to be hard to do.
The loss of down is the second down and airing out on the right side, incomplete. This time intended for Cam Humans, and tried to make up for lost yardage there. And new set of downs, or potentially a new set of downs coming up here for the Hurricanes.
Big mistake almost by the defense. They just got lucky. Too much mustard by the quarterback.
Third down and 20. Scramble, toss, catch is made. Humans. It's forced out of bounds by Leedy. Sophomore stopping the senior from getting anywhere. 4th and 16.
And a great tackle mile too. Just bend over, get a nice setup, and just put the guy out and bounce and stop the clock and force a fourth down.
Punt formation out for the Panthers. Hurricanes, nobody back to receive the punt.
Great punt.
This beautiful line drive goes all the way to about the 4-yard line.
Do it for the brand. Pat McAfee would be proud.
Another chance for this Greenville Hurricanes offense. Drive down the field as they start deep in their own territory. Pick the handoff, carry by Mason Gill to the left side, a carry of about 8 yards.
Beautiful fake jet sweep, just enough for Mexico to get a couple yards in. All you need is 3 or 4 more for a first down.
This time they dump it off. Matthew Markett spun around for a loss of 3. The Hurricanes not messing around. They'll just get fairly quickly back up to the line.
Obviously try and get this defense caught off.
Toss it under pressure. The catch is made by Sanders. Elliott Sanders will get the first down. Action from the junior. Catch there, but the junior's slow to get up. Looks like Sanders back up on his feet. He will have to, I believe he'll have to head out for at least a play. As they do, they come out there, and new set of downs coming up for the Greenville Hurricanes. First and 10, scramble, kept by Massengill. As the senior has a gain of about 3 yards. Third down coming up.
These PAC Panthers know how to stop this run, so if Greenville's going to try to do any type of running plays, they're going to have to figure out how to get them started.
Looking, airing it out, right side, and what a catch made there by Bo Davis. The sophomore still on his feet, trying to avoid tackles, finally brought down from behind. And inside of PAC Panthers territory, great effort by Bo Davis.
And there was great concentration on that catch as well, just able to bring it in and just a couple nice juke moves, get past the defense and get nice yards.
Hurricanes hand it off again. Matthew Mark brought down by several players and company, and the chains were not set. Official timeout there. It looks like the chains were not set prior to the play, and I believe the officials will sort this out. Looks like they got it there for now, a second down and 5.
Chains have been reset. Brings up second down.
Second and 5. Mason-Gill toss, incomplete. Pass intended for Sanders. Mazingill looking, still under pressure, finds in the middle Sanders. Elliott Sanders to the outside, inside of the 15.
Hey, you got to wonder because you had 2 defensive linemen just sitting there watching the quarterback throw that ball. Wonder what they were thinking at that time, because usually when you see a nice, just free quarterbacks in there, you're going to go drill them.
From the 12-yard line, this time a handoff to Jack Carson.
And face mask.
And flags down, likely a face mask call, as this will bring it back.
6 black, 10 yards.
You have face mask called there, and you set it down. Or,
It was
excuse
actually
me,
a
yep.
holder.
Holding call there, and brings up now a first down from the 25-yard line. And flags fly, likely a false start.
Legal procedure, offense, back 5-yard penalty, replay first down.
Try it again after several penalties, going deep downfield towards the end zone. Great coverage. Pass intended there for Quillen, and Landon Gay with the coverage.
Also big help from the Sun, but great help, great defense.
Coverage there by the senior Landon Gay. Motion, looking, toss right side, catch is made by Sanders. And we can already tell who the major target is for Mazingill today. He's been dumping it off to the junior several times already through this first few drives.
So as a defense, you want to key in on him so you don't have those problems. Maybe put a double team on him.
Mazingill looking. Toss going towards the end zone for Sanders. What a catch in coverage. Lost the football as he was brought down to the ground. Recovered, touchdown. The Hurricanes strike first.
Great concentration by Sanders. Catch that ball, bring it in, and get over that line.
Two-point conversion attempt here for the Hurricanes, as they will toss it across the middle, and good two-point conversion made by Jason Quillen. 8-0. Took about 8 minutes to get there, but the Greenville Hurricanes strike first. The 2021 SIFA Championship is presented by Kingdom.com.
Legal block. 10 penalty. Repeat extra point try.
Looks like we actually have a repeat before we get to our advertisements there, and a reattempt on this two-point conversion attempt. Potentially only a 6-0 game. Toss, end zone, and it's intercepted. And right there in high school, that does end the play. An interception by right now we have on the roster Isaac Orbick. 6-0 Greenville Hurricanes strike first here. 2021 SIFA Championship game is presented by Kingdom.com, the ministry technology provider. It's sponsored by Grace Point Healthcare, modern medicine the old-fashioned way, and by Fairlife Core Power Protein. Work hard, recover harder. 4:08 left to go in the first quarter. Greenville Hurricanes got a touchdown first with the catch made by Sanders. Drive Booth is going to be a return attempt by Burns. And is dropped down at about the 17-yard line. Maybe a carry of a few yards on the kickoff return, and the PAC Panthers will try to respond. As plenty of time left in the first quarter. First and 10. Handoff and a tackle. It's a fake handoff. Well executed play as it's going to be a touchdown if it were not a tackle there. Last second, the ball popped out but ruled down by contact. A touchdown saving tackle by Hussein.
What a perfect fake. He even faked me out. I thought the running back had the ball. Quarterback kept it. Gained a lot of yards. Way to answer for the PAC Panthers on that one.
Legal. Panthers. 10 yards from the spot. First down.
Hey, how do you want to see it?
And great run back.
But yeah, that's the tale of the season.
Yeah.
Great run back, and too bad you get flagged just about every time.
Well, 9 times out of 10, you see a flag on a great run back like that, it's going to be blocking the back or holding.
That's when you talk to the offensive line, like, guys, try not to hold, or even the wide receivers that are blocking. Because you need a great run like that in order to win a game like this against a great team.
Start the new set of downs on their own 42-yard line. And loose in the backfield, it's recovered by the Hurricanes. A great defensive turnover made by John Gill.
And as Coach said, you want to, this game's going to come down to turnovers and
The catch, Grayson Kay, the junior, and another 6 points for the Hurricanes.
I'm sure that defensive back would have held his hand out a little bit longer. He probably would have got that deflection, but God, just great passing by Mansegill.
That was a carry back to about the 40-yard line. And PAC Panthers offense will get back to work.
Almost gave up that ball. He was waiting too long to go get it.
First and 10. PAC Panthers trying to respond, and they'll do that with trying to sling it across the middle, intended for Humans. And second down there. Trying to take some shots and gain back some yardage, being down by 2 scores. There's not much they can do here.
It's going to be tough with that sun in your eyes. You're not going to be able to see clearly down the field.
Second and 10. Fake there, scramble, looking, and brought down from behind. The ball tipped up. It's an interception A turnover made off of the tipped ball, and the interception brought in. Looked like it was by 40, John Gill.
And again, if you're the quarterback under pressure, just eat that ball. There's no need to throw it, and that's what happens when you do that.
A fumble recovery, now an interception off of the tip. Might have a 20-0 game on our hands if the PAC defense is not careful. And it looks like Coach has to burn another timeout.
Quick timeout on the field by the gray team.
Second charge timeout of the half to the PAC Panthers after a big defensive play. And a 14-0 already, and we were talking with Coach Thompson before the game, and he mentioned how their matchup in the second game is that they didn't have any of their defensive coaching staff at their second matchup where they lost 44-42. When you have your complete team together, or as complete as you can make it, explains why they're up 14-0 right now.
Yes, sir. For sure. Thank you. Do what you can, right?
And only one timeout left in the half for the PAC Panthers to deal with. As the Hurricanes, under pressure, slung by Mason Gill to the outside, incomplete.
Bring up second down.
And if I'm the Hurricanes, I'm going to keep passing that ball downfield. If it's just one-on-one coverage and our boys have been beating them, just keep throwing it down there.
2nd and 10. Right side, screen pass catch by Matthew Mark. And gain of about 6.
Nice play call by coaches. Just put a little screen play in just to gain a few yards.
Quick toss, incomplete, in coverage. There's a flag requested by the Hurricanes coaching staff. They're not going to get it.
I do believe the defensive player did get there just a tad bit earlier than the ball did, but it's too close for the refs to really call that.
4th down, they go for it across the middle, looking for Sanders, incomplete. And this time they still don't get a pass interference. They wanted one there, and it's a turnover on downs for the PAC Panthers to take it over.
And that was a blatant flag. I am really surprised the refs didn't call that one. I mean, the guy was all over the wideout.
First and 10. Toss across the middle, incomplete, and there are flags there. And the coaching staff not happy for the Hurricanes that that call happened. Previous one didn't. Fans even joining in on the disappointment as well.
Holding, black, 10 yards.
They got a holding instead of a pass interference on that.
Which I don't even get that call because both players were going for the ball diving in, so maybe more of a pass interference if you're going to call that over holding.
As this pass incomplete.
Incomplete pass to bring up second down on the 49.
.140 left to go in this first quarter. a 2nd and 10 across midfield. PAC Panthers will just have a carry to the left by Orbkey, and it's a gain of about 5 yards.
Short gain on the play. Bring up 3rd down.
It's a nice little trick play on that, because even I thought they might have passed the ball, but quarterback Keat, nice blocking. Just enough to get a couple yards in, closer to a 1st down.
Third and 6. This one a handoff to Humans. He'll be short of the 1st down.
At this rate, you got to go for it a little bit just to get yourself back into this game. We're going to have to watch for this trick play. You'll never know who's going to get it from here.
4th down, they will go for it. And a 1st down is successfully made by 32 of the PAC Panthers. I believe it is not Orbkey. See if we can get the proper number on his jersey in a moment, but at least for now, it's a 1st down by the PAC Panthers. And have a stoppage here, I believe there may be either an injured player or something along those lines. Maybe one of the chains is broken.
Yeah, I think the player either ran into the chain or ran near it and probably messed it up somehow.
Do have a stoppage as the teams meet with each other. The referee's trying to sort this out. One of the rare sightings you see in high school football, that the chains busted there. As they do fix it. Now 1st and 10. Jance Lamb is 32. He's a freshman quarterback for PAC Panthers. As you have 30 seconds left on the game clock. 1st and 10 in the final seconds of the 3rd quarter. Scramble and a sack. Brought down in the backfield, John Gill putting work in as a part of this Hurricane secondary.
John Gill just came in like a rocket, just came in, gulped that quarterback. Way to pull him down.
And what a way to take us to the end of the 1st quarter. Already been some drama.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of our
Already been some drama here in North Augusta, and it's only 12 minutes done. 14-0, Greenville leads over the PAC Panthers in the 2021 SIFA Championship game, which is presented by Kingdom.com, the ministry technology provider, Grace Point Healthcare, modern medicine the old-fashioned way, and by Fairlife Core Power Protein. Work hard, recover harder. 12 minutes down in the 2021 SIFA championship game, and not even.
Panthers. 5-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
Not even a few minutes past, or not even 1 second into the second quarter, and it's a false start. 12 minutes down as the PAC Panthers try to go up the middle, and another defensive stop by the extraordinary John Gill.
Just well read, and both defensive players went to both guys just in case whoever had the ball.
Spencer Thompson, Brendan Daniel, Audrey Green running the show today. James Shannon on the field cam. Also got Monica Shannon giving us support in any way she can. Here from Lions Memorial Field, toss right side. It's a flea flicker and across the middle. It's intercepted by John Gill. 2 picks, a fumble recovery, a sack. John Gill may be the reason that the Greenville Hurricanes win this state championship.
And absolutely, I mean, the guy does everything. Sack, interceptions. I mean, sheesh, just an all-around defensive player.
First and 10 across midfield. Greenville Hurricanes up the middle. This carry avoiding all tackles except for the final one. Matthew Mark brought down by Hins.
And great offensive blocking there, and he's just reading that blocking and finding the hole and able to get.
Gain of 4 for a 2nd and 6. Mason Gill airing it out deep downfield, and another catch and another touchdown. Grayson Kay.
Like I said, if they're going to just keep playing one-on-one defense, just air that ball out. Those wide receivers are fast enough to beat those guys in the grave right there. You're just getting burned all game.
Trying to go up 22-0. PAC Panthers have not been able to give a response yet. Just be a keeper, Mason Gill. And it'll be stopped. 2-point conversion attempt is no good. 20-0. The Hurricanes come out swinging against the PAC Panthers. .41 here in the second quarter. Actually make that 10:45 as a line drive goes off of the shin of Charles Party as he goes to the left for a return of a few yards. And maybe the PAC Panthers can respond here. We talked about how they have stars on the offensive side of the ball and just been shut down by not just John Gill, but the rest of this Greenville Hurricanes secondary.
Had to put in a couple trick passing plays if they need to get this ball rolling. Also, eat that ball when you have so much pressure. That's been the main problem. Big turnovers have been killing this PAC Panther team.
Lob in the backfield. Catches.
Guess who's first there?
There's a flag down. And of course, John Gill, one of the first to get there.
Right. Foul. face mask on Hurricanes. Yeah, 15.
The penalties are not what the Hurricanes need at this point. Coming up on the Iceberg Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling halftime report, Brendan and I will give our thoughts on what's been a one-sided first half. Our thoughts and analysis of this SIFA championship game. It's all coming up on the Iceberg Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling halftime report. You can hear the wind going off of Brendan's pop filter. 61 degrees here in North Augusta, South Carolina, as the state championship continues with a carry for about 6 yards for the PAC Panthers. Is it a nice breeze up top?
Maybe to you it would be, but not to me. I'm saying a little cold out here. It's nothing I can't handle. Audrey seems to love it.
And we've been in pretty much any type of press box, you name it. The only thing, even you guys set up on a scaffolding lift for that Lighthouse Homeschool Warriors contest. That, of course, was at an ESPN Plus game, but pretty much you name it, the 8-Man Extreme broadcast crew has done it this year. As keeper by Humans will go up and they will rule him short of the line to gain. Maybe an inch measurement. It is ruled short.
Gotta get him a little forward progression. I mean, he's right there at it.
Scramble and toss, incomplete, almost pulled in by Humans.
But great protection by that secondary, number 86, I believe. He's just able to recognize he tipped that ball good enough to where that wideout could possibly even catch it, so he just goes in for the dive and tackles him.
And a 3rd down and 20.
And again, if you're watching this, please watch Gil. This guy has been coming in like a wrecking ball. He's sitting right there outside, but then watch.
You see 40 right it to the line, but he gets offsides that time.
Of encroachment. Defense, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 3rd.
More so had encroachment there, and does move it up a little bit. It's John Gill just eager to get the sack in.
Well, that's the kind of disadvantage of doing that. You just don't know when you're pretty much guessing right there.
Deep downfield for Humans, incomplete in coverage. And now you've got a 4th down where you'll likely see PAC go for it, especially this close to midfield, unless they want to pin Greenville deep. But even in that case, probably the score on every drive mentality now for this PAC Panthers offense. But looks like they'll settle to punt it here.
Still got to watch out for that fake because you never know.
And they will go to punt it away. It's Jance Lamb who boots it. Quarterback and punter goes to about the 31-yard line.
Back punts it away. Bring it down on the 30.
Right side as Mark cuts around. There is a flag down as Mark is just weaving through this PAC defense, finally brought down by Humans. Let's check the flag.
I believe defense had way too many guys out there. Probably too many men on the field.
They are discussing it. Maybe deciding how they wanted to enforce. Probably deciding if Thompson wants to enforce it.
Legal participation, Panthers. 15-yard penalty. So you can move down, it's right.
So it's still a first down for Greenville.
PAC Panthers are gonna have to get that defense together if they're gonna stop this team.
Here's a Gill, quick toss over to Sanders. Sanders trying to get through the secondary. He's gonna keep pushing. Gain of about 8 yards.
That's a big shimmy move by him too, because if he doesn't make that move, he probably gets tackled right there and there.
Second and 4.
Audible. Didn't like how it was looking.
Thompson, the offensive coordinator and head coach for the Hurricanes, tries to change it up. Does it pay off here? Going deep downfield, over tossed, intended for Grayson K.
That's go usually point on, but that one probably got a little excited. Just had a little pressure coming on towards him.
Now 3rd down and 4. Toss, catch, mark, first down. How about a little bit more? Mark, several flags down to about the 30-yard line. And Mike gets some extra yardage tacked on.
Keep giving the ball to Marky Mark. He's making all the right moves.
5 yards from the end of the run, first down.
Yep, added from the end of the run on the face mask.
It'll be a Hurricane first down on the 26.
Defense wants to start probably moving closer because these screenplays been killing them.
Toss, left side, catch. Keeping it in his grip is Bo Davis. Gain of about, they'll give a gain and tack on to about a 9-yard gain for a 2nd and 1.
That's a guy threw a big rocket onto him as well. You heard that impact, well, at least I did up here, as it hit him right in the pads.
A little bit of soundproofing here in the booth. Toss towards the end zone. What? Oh, what would have been an amazing catch by Sanders. It's batted at the last second.
Oh, Sanders, that been a big Moss play if you caught that one, buddy. It's been doing great all game. That was probably mainly on defense, able to get a hand on that ball.
About a 3rd and 2. Toss, incomplete. Usually that screen to Mark worked so well. Just over the top by Mason Gill.
He just had to adjust due to one defender right there. Possibly could block it. Had to throw a little bit over his head, but a little too much for Mark.
Fourth and short. They'll go for it inside the 30. And so I've got a flag.
And that's how you get your first down. Get the boys to jump.
Encroachment, defense, yard penalty, down.
Again, defensive line, you got to watch that ball. You guys are mainly the ones that are going to call the encouragement on.
Trying to go for it again, and of course with it being the first down on encroachment, results in a 2nd down and a loss of about a yard as tried to have Mark go forward.
And that's well reading by the defense. They finally caught on, and now they're making those adjustments, but don't make too much adjustments because they still pop fly on you.
Yet again, toss, catch, Sanders couldn't get back up. His knee was not down. So he could have gotten back up and maybe gotten a few more yards. And now brings up a 3rd down and 7. Toss, catch is made, and across the middle, it's a touchdown. Jason Quillen, another 6 points for the Hurricanes.
They're killing them on these routes, just getting right in the middle there, just passing the ball straight in, touchdown.
Lob in the backfield on the 2-point conversion attempt. It's stopped.
2-point conversion attempt.
Tried to give it up to Jacob Steyer. And 3:58 left to go in the second quarter. The 2021 SIFA Championship game presented by Kingdom.com is sponsored by First Horizon, all things financial, and by Crutcher's Auto Repair, trusted by Franklin, Tennessee since 1980. A one-sided state championship. We saw that in the TSI AA the last few years, other than 2020, where it was at least close between the Falcons and the Patriots. And now we have here between the Hurricanes and the Panthers. It is one-sided for now.
All right, and PAC will take over on the 20. Just a reminder, we do have concessions. So if you're hungry, go get some hot dogs or some hot chocolate. Stay warm.
The 1st and 10. As this PAC Panthers offense, with just under 4 minutes remaining in the first half, have yet to respond to any of the 4 touchdowns that have been scored. And only one 2-point conversion has been successful for the Greenville Hurricanes. Scramble again by Lamb. Gets the pass off, but it's incomplete. Intended for Jeremiah Essig.
And it looks like they're going to try to air it out here on out, but you might want to do a couple of running plays in there too. Because these boys, they're pretty good in the passing game, but they're also great at the stopping the run game. So you're going to have to put in little trick plays here and there.
Good at the passing game, but shut down at least twice by John Gill and his 2 interceptions. Second and 10. Lamb looking deep and incomplete. Could have been an interception by 14 of the Hurricanes, ruled incomplete.
Hard to see with that sun in your eyes, though. I mean, you know, he tipped it. It's still difficult because you never know where it is completely.
Now a 3rd down coming up. Third and 10. Looking again for the pass, left side, incomplete, intended for Essig.
Pass is incomplete. Brings up 4th down and 10.
And it's an obvious go for a situation, but I think they're settling to punt.
Deep in their own territory, they're going to settle for a punt again.
It's a smart move, but in a game like this, you kind of want to go for it whenever you can.
And another punt will go to about the 44-yard line. Attempted return here. Attempted return by Carson. Zach Carson gets down to about the 48-yard line.
This is when that dangerous Hurricane offense comes in and stay aggressive. Just keep doing what y'all been doing. A couple screen plays, a couple fade outs. They haven't stopped you yet on those.
Maybe a 1 yard gain here, and we have a timeout by the Hurricanes, it looks like. First of the half.
Legal participation on the Panthers. Too many men on the field. 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. It'll be a first down. So 15 from here.
It's actually
Right here.
way off.
Other way, right?
So I was actually way off on that. Thought it was a timeout there. Didn't see the flag, and they'll move it up.
And whoever's in captain of the defense, it's your job to count how many guys you have on the field. Surprised he's not doing that quite enough. They've been hit by this a couple of times. It's been the main reasons why they had to call timeout.
Toss across the middle to Sanders, incomplete. And Coach Thompson again wanting a pass interference. He's not going to get it. Brings up second down.
Yeah, but these are obvious calls. I mean, the corner is literally touching the wide receiver before the ball even gets close to there. You got to call something.
And yet again, another carry. This time by Mazingill. Amazing in the air and on the ground, moves the chains for a first down.
This we were talking about them being an all-around great team, defense and offense. Maskill just able to run a nice couple of yards and get that first down.
We set it down for a first and 10. You see James Shannon, our field cam operator right there. Toss right side, intended a touchdown. Bo Davis for 6.
Just a good corner route right there and just able to get outside those numbers and bring that ball in for a touchdown. This team is phenomenal when it comes to the passing game.
And I believe it is 35 for, at least in Tennessee, it is 35 for the mercy rule. And at least from what I'm told, in South Carolina, there is no mercy rule, so no running clock. So it'll keep going no matter what. 2-point conversion attempt, right side, nobody there. And brings up 32-0 with 1:51 left to go in the 2021 SIFA Championship. It's presented by Kingdom.com, the ministry technology provider. Sponsored by First Horizon, all things financial. And by Crutcher's Auto Repair, trusted by Franklin, Tennessee since 1980. (32-0) with 1:51 left to go in the second quarter. The state championship very much one-sided in favor of the Greenville Hurricanes, but the PAC Panthers, Landon Gay tries to turn it around with the return. He'll get stuffed at about the 20-yard line. Again, halftime report, Iceberg Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling halftime report coming up. Brennan and I will try to give some analysis on this first half, and it's been one-sided, a matinee contest here in North Augusta, South Carolina. First and 10. Hand off right side. This carry here by Ryan Brown. Ryan Brown forced out of bounds at about across midfield past the 50, and good carry there by the senior Ryan Brown.
The Great misdirection call by the offense. Just perfect timing. No one's on that side of the field. He just gets a clean first down.
Actually, still rule him back at about the 43-yard line. Must have stepped out of bounds prior. Probably did, because they do have this field as a 40-yard width. Keeping it the true 8-man football dimensions here at Lions Memorial Field. Toss right side, the catch is made as Essig gets a gain of about 5 yards there. Clock continues to run. Of course, here it is a 40-yard width, and I believe we have a flag down. Or no, flag is waved off, I believe is the signal. Must have been a flag thrown down and they waved it off.
Panthers stole a little offensive play out of the Hurricanes book. Nice little screen pass, give them a couple yards. Starting to change it up here.
Scramble under pressure. Tripped up on his own defender for the sack. And at the last second, I believe they'll credit that sack to John Gill. Looked like he tripped up on his own defender. Yet another sack credited to the senior John Gill.
And when you're on offense, you want to kind of dodge a quarterback as possible as you can, because you don't want that to happen, because you give a guy like John Gill a chance to get to your quarterback. He's going to get there and swallow him up.
And aired out towards the middle, incomplete, short, intended for his receiver in, well, looks like that was Sean McNulty. Excuse me, that was actually Jacob Hins who was intended on the pass. It brings up a 4th down. And PAC will go for it this late in the second quarter. Trying to toss it across, and catch made there by Clay Humans. Well short of the first down.
I had a question on that call when you have no one else out there to block for him. You gotta at least throw it to where you can able to get that first down easily.
Hurricanes take over with about 30 seconds left in the first half.
And of course, Greenville started out with the ball in the first half. PAC Panthers need to stop on defense here before they get the ball back. And that last drive important for them, and a movement there for the false start.
We have a legal procedure on the Hurricanes. Back it up 5 yards, repeat first down.
Probably the only false start by the Hurricanes. That's their well-coached team.
As they call it, a legal procedure on the field. Toss, airing out, flag is down and incomplete. Looks like we almost had our cameraman taken out there. Maybe the tripod there, James Shannon. Perfect timing if it was at the end of the season, too.
Absolutely, and great move by James just to get out the way as well.
break it down the way he dodged it.
An eligible receiver downfield for Hurricanes. 5-yard penalty, repeat first.
If only if I get that replay of him, I'm sure he was able to see as the defender was coming, picked up that tripod real quick, and was able to just move. Probably the fastest he's won this move all season.
Well, James always tells us, he's like, I don't run. If I'm running, you should be too. He says that to us all the time whenever we're in between traveling places. About 6 hours away from Middle Tennessee here. As Mason Gill under pressure, has not had pressure all day, and the sack made by Sean McNulty.
Finally put some pressure on them. They need that all game, and now they're just getting it. Kind of questioning there by the defense. Hopefully they can get more in this next couple of quarters.
No timeouts were used in the first half by Josh Thompson. They elected to just go to the halftime locker room. 32-0, the Greenville Hurricanes. 24 minutes separated between them and a state championship. Iceberg Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling halftime report coming up in just a few moments here from South Carolina. Well, you see the halftime locker rooms, and we welcome you to the Iceberg Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling halftime report. I'm Spencer Thompson alongside Brennan Daniel, and one-sided so far here in the first half. The Greenville Hurricanes, 3 turnovers, just impressive on both sides of the ball. Brendan, not the game we were expecting so far, but it's a testament to how the secondary for the Greenville Hurricanes is shutting down the passing game of the PAC Panthers.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I mean, and then you got to give it to Gil. He's there 24/7 on the quarterback or out there on any type of wide receiver. He's had 2 touchdowns and, about 3 or 4 sacks already?
Now, of course, we already know who your pick is going to be for the most valuable player if it happens. But
defensive player, finally.
we are told that there is no mercy rule in South Carolina high school football, so there will be no running clock in the state championship. Wouldn't be at this point because of the score. But if the PAC Panthers somehow come back to win this game, would they manage to pull it off?
Well, they're going to have to be really, really smart when it comes to these play callers and know when to eat the ball and when to not give the ball up, because that's been a big reason why they're falling behind right here in this game. And just do what you can offensively.
They burned 2 timeouts early in the first quarter, and hopefully the trend does not continue on that heading into the second half. Right now, PAC Panthers down by a lot, down by 32-0, about 6 minutes left to go before this coverage of the second half continues on 8 Man Extreme. Thank you for watching the Iceberg Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Halftime Report. 24 minutes down, 24 more to go in the first championship of the SIFA. New conference. And it looks like the Greenville Hurricanes are going to be named the first champions, depending on how the next 24 minutes go. PAC Panthers will receive to start out the second half, and we'll have a return. Our camera not swapping over views as this goes down to about the 26, 27-yard line.
Apologies, y'all. She was talking to James Shannon.
Thank our boss for that one, James Shannon. As swapped over, a little bit of return, and we're good to go. Spencer Thompson, Brendan Daniel, Audrey Green running the show, James Shannon on the field cam, Monica Shannon giving us support from afar. Proud to be with you in North Augusta, South Carolina to cover this first state championship for the SIFA. It has been a fun experience here. The environment for both sides still into the passion of the game and enjoying cheering on their teams for a chance of the first state championship for the SIFA. It actually turns out, talk about it after this play, scramble here, right side of Lamb. Lamb looking incomplete. Looks like good coverage there by Mosley and company. Bounced off the shoulder pads of Ryder Hudson. But we were talking, it's actually for PAC Panthers, actually Coach Humans, who is the commissioner for the conference for the SIFA. And of course with that, you have to present the prize to a team that at this point has gotten the better of the PAC Panthers. Scramble here, right side, toss going deep downfield, and this time a reception made. Clay Humans, the senior, is headed for the first touchdown for the PAC Panthers.
It's smart Humans to come back, because if he doesn't come back, it's a possible chance that ball's either deflected or intercepted. So more credit to him.
The Panthers needed a spark. They needed something. And they get it right there with their first touchdown of the game.
Hopefully they continue this. Usually the spark usually helps out, but this Hurricane offense, they're hard to control.
And ball mishandled in the backfield and brought down is Chance Lamb. 2-point conversion, no good. 50 seconds into the third quarter. It's 32-6, still in favor of the Hurricanes. PAC Panthers prevent a shutout. First touchdown. Of course, from who else than Clay Humans, as it's kept up. And what a little bit of a trick play work there on the kickoff as an attempted return. Weaving out several tackles, getting down to about the 34-yard line is Hurricanes 23, Jack Carson.
Sure fooled me. I thought they were telling him
it's four guys surrounding themselves, wondering who gets the ball on this. Well-executed move.
I like to be in that play call.
Maybe they could have given you the ball back in your high school tenure as flags down. Either that or a timeout.
Legal participation, 5-yard penalty. Will we play first?
Illegal participation.
Again, the captain of the defense, you got to count your guys. Make sure you have enough guys. It's usually on the safety.
Quick toss. Right side catch. Mark. Matthew Mark, first down and a little bit more. Stumbled all the way to the 50-yard line.
Mark out here showing the moves as he's juking these players out here. Just moving it to the chains.
First and 10 on the 50. Lobbed, Mark. Mark, 10-on-10 action, gets the better of his counterpart and still on his feet all the way down to about the 45-yard line.
You usually want your running back to have great balance. That was perfect balance by the running back as he's able to just stay on his feet and able to get close to a first down. Just 2 more yards to gain.
The junior, so impressive throughout the state championship. And now got 9 yards there, 2nd and 1. As it'll be a QB sneak for the first down and a little bit more as Mason Gill gets inside of the 10 for a 1st and goal.
And that's great blocking by the offense, just making a perfect gap hole to get Mason in that perfect lane just to go up and almost a touchdown. Like I said earlier, you have that spark, but is it going to be enough for the defense to stop that offense?
Mason Gill, keeper again, trying to push through this defensive line. The pile will not be pushed beyond.
No, he got
it will. Touchdown. Looked short from this angle, and another 6 points for the Hurricanes.
Credit to that blocker running from number 56, I think it was. He was able to get enough just to get past that end zone line.
Ball was fumbled by the running back, recovered by Hurricane player in the end zone. Touchdown.
So it looked like he was short, but the fumble there, good clarification by the official, and 6 points. Chance to make it 8, tipped up, no good. Pass intended for K. 38-6. An immediate response by the Hurricanes. 9:47 left in the 3rd quarter. The 2021 SIFA Championship is presented by Kingdom.com, the ministry technology provider. Sponsored by Crumble Cookies. Enjoy to every last crumb. And by Iceberg Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Services for every season. .47 left to go in the 3rd quarter. As the Hurricanes respond immediately to the first touchdown by the PAC Panthers. And picked up for a kickoff return of maybe 10 or 15 yards.
That brings it out to about the 18.
Now, Brendan, I'll ask you this. We've got plenty of time left, and the PAC Panthers could certainly bring it back. But right now, the MVP hands down has to be John Gill. But if you had another player you could choose as this ball is loose and a loss of several yards on the play, that carry by Ryan Brown. Loss about 5 or 6 yards. But other than John Gill, who would be your alternate MVP choice?
My alternate probably Messingo. He's been slinging that ball and running it pretty well all game. I mean, it's been very impressive all game. But, man, it's hard not to give it to Gill, as you just saw in the last play. He's the main reason why this team really has the lead.
You're right. He's been just so fantastic on the defensive side. 2 interceptions, a turnover. I believe going in from halftime, he had 7 tackles total. As this ball is given to Clay Humans. He'll get up for a gain of a few yards and brings up 3rd down. And you mentioned it, Brendan, it's The PAC Panthers do have to mix in some run plays here, but time is of the essence now, down by 32.
And it doesn't look like they really have any essence going on. I don't know if the coach is just trying to figure out a way to get this offense going. I mean, you did a great job with the passing play if it was for the comeback, but now all you're doing is running the ball.
Keeper by Essig, and will not get the first down. Again, you think that every play, every drive now for the Panthers should be 4-down territory. We've seen them pinned deep in their own territory on the last few drives, still punting it away. You have to think that at this point, Coach Humans is thinking fourth down territory.
And they're playing in the Hurricanes' hands. Just keep running the ball, run that clock down to this game just over with. Now they're punting the ball. You kind of question what's going on here.
As they will punt it away. This goes up and not the punt you want to see as that goes all the way to about the, looks like about maybe the 30-yard line or 35 where they spot it.
And that's a bad punt because you don't want these Hurricanes this close to your end zone. You want to give your defense a little bit of a shot to stop them.
Looks like we do have a running clock here in stadium right now. It's stopped now at 7:35 and keeps going. And we have a flag in the backfield as this ball is carried several yards, but maybe a holding call on there. Check the flag.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Incidental face mask, 5 yards. Half the distance to the goal, 4.5 yards. First down.
Thank you, Mr. Ruff.
Yeah, I was going to guess face mask because there's a lot of players just signaling, hey, he grabbed onto the mask, he grabbed onto the mask. But Marky Mark, way to move to the groove for that first down.
And we have a whistle blown. And just making sure that the clock was running. And resuming the game. Mazengill slings it. Incomplete. Bumped into the official. And incomplete there. Nothing too serious, of course. And brings up a second and goal. I'm sure Ronnie Perkins would use the verbiage of positioning mechanics on that one.
I love to hear his takes on how these officials been doing whole game.
Mazengill left side, touchdown. Grayson Kay with another 6 points. 44-6.
You got one on defense a while. Everybody's kind of moving sluggish. You saw number 10 just put his hand up. There's no emphasis of jumping towards the ball. It was closer to him, and he even tried to, like, block it or anything.
2-point conversion attempt. Successful. Catch made by Jason Quillen. 46-6 in the 2021 SIFA State Championship. Sponsored by Crumble Cookies, enjoyed every last crumb, and by Iceberg Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, services for every season. 46-6, 6:45 left to go in the SIFA championship game, as PAC Panthers will take it back. And there's a flag thrown on the backside. Looked like 16 and 27 back at about the kickoff line. We're exchanging not blows, but just pushing and shoving back and forth. Potentially an ejection coming up. Be 16 for PAC and 27 for Greenville, depending on how this shapes out.
And it's probably just frustration on the PAC side, and number 16 just probably upset about how bad this team's getting beat. But you got to keep your cool no matter what. I mean, whether you're a player that's needed or not, you guys, this team needs to have some type of energy to come back for this game.
You know, we talked with, we had Ronnie Perkins as our officiating analyst last week. He always talked about one of the most difficult games to, one of the most difficult quarters to.
All right. Offsetting penalties. Personal foul. Gray. Personal foul. Hurricanes. It's a running clock, 40-point lead.
So 40-point lead. They do rule a running clock. I guess there's a, I was told at least in the SIFA there's no running clock, so likely they're going by the overarching South Carolina High School Athletic Association. Can't remember the acronym for it, but likely they're going by those rules with the lead. And incomplete as the ball bounces down, and that's been the story of the game for the PAC Panthers.
Yeah, just not able to get enough blocking on that defensive line. They're just coming in and barely without anybody touching them, but they just have been having great techniques as well, especially with Gil, just able to either do a power or a swim move just to get past his blockers. Takes a special player to be able to do both.
There's a running clock under 6 minutes left to go in the third quarter as it's loose in the backfield, picked up by Humans, and loss of several yards on the play.
That'll bring up third down.
Again, to my knowledge, a running clock here, going by South Carolina rules. Interesting to think, you know, a 40-point lead in South Carolina. Tennessee, it's 35. As this PAC Panthers offense faces a 40-point deficit. Scrambling is Lamb. Lamb is looking and brought down by Harrelson. The sophomore with the sack. And making sure that Lamb is okay after the sack, too. Great sportsmanship and an even better play by the sophomore.
And as a quarterback, I mean, if you're out of the zone, just toss that ball out. You don't want safety, especially the deficit you're in, but it's not much you can do when you're just running for your life.
And I believe we either have a flag or clarification we might get from the referee. Waiting on the call here from the official. We are having a discussion with Coach Humans. And we must have missed it up here because of the angle, Brendan, but it was a safety.
No,
Or you saw it.
I
Yeah,
saw
you saw
it.
it. I didn't call it that way. Safety for the Hurricanes defense. You know, fantasy football does not exist for high school football. If it did, and you started the Greenville Hurricanes defense this week, which actually you probably wouldn't even be able to, your fantasy football season would be over since it's in the playoffs. But
you would be looking like the New England Patriots right now with 26 points.
shout out to that game the Patriots had against the Atlanta Falcons on Thursday night. Again, 28 minus 3 equals 25-0. That's at least the meme we've been seeing go around. As the Hurricanes will get it back, and Matthew Mark again. Yeah, it's probably, you know, obviously John Gill, Matthew Mark, Mason Gill, 3 of the stars of the game. The three stars of tonight's contest.
And Mark has really just made an impact on running, but the whole game he's been the guy on the screens, receiving end on the screen plays, just able to get a couple of yards when they need it for the first down.
2nd and 5, airing it out again, and it's a catch and a touchdown. Grayson K.
Just again, that defense getting burned on that one-on-one. You would think coach would think of put a safety up top, at least 2 safeties up top at least. It's a little too late for that dude.
Referee signals again for the clock to wind, and they'll continue to wind it down on this 2-point conversion attempt. Catch is made, 2-point conversion is good, and 56-6 here in the 3rd quarter. (56-6). Kickoff return attempt again by the PAC Panthers, this time by Landon Gay, who gets hooked down at about just short of the 30-yard line. And Greenville Hurricanes defense will get back to work. Not a complete shutout, only allowing 1 touchdown. Defense has put their offense in so many great situations. Turnovers galore.
Great offensive play. Not much you can do for the PAC Panthers. I mean, you've been trying to do your best all game, but penalties have hurt you, turnovers has hurt you. There's not much you can do here.
As it'll be aired out again by Lamb. Oh, what would have been an amazing catch by Clay Humans, just outside of the reach of his left hand. As the sun continues to go down here in North Augusta, South Carolina.
I get to watch the beautiful sunset. That's one positive out of this.
I could see it a little bit from here.
Just wish this wind would go away.
Pitched and lost in the backfield, and it's still loose, and John Gill, did he fall on it?
Just in time. He was trying to scoop it up and run for a touchdown.
55, uncalled for.
Looks like he cut his mic on by mistake, and make that now a 1st and 10.
I believe 55 is going to be ejected.
They might be. I think there was a flag down. Yep. Flag was down. It was down. We of course heard it inadvertently on broadcast. 55 uncalled for, so it looks like 55 is going to potentially be ejected. And it looks like we didn't get the call. Nope. So, and that is the end of the 3rd quarter with that penalty and everything. So 3 quarters gone. 12 more minutes to go, separating the Greenville Hurricanes from their first state championship in the SIFA, which this game has been presented by Kingdom.com, ministry technology provider, sponsored by Crumble Cookies, enjoy to every last crumb, and by Iceberg, plumbing, heating, and cooling services for every season. "12 minutes to go here in North Augusta. 56-6, Greenville Hurricanes. Look like they're going to come out of here with the state championship, and they run it up the middle for yet another touchdown. This time scored by Matthew Mark. Again, a special thank you to all 70 of you watching wherever you are. We'll be on the field for the prize presentations at the conclusion of this contest in what has certainly been a one-sided game. Of course, our first time covering the SIFA. Two-point conversion is good, successful by Elliott Sanders. It's first time. We covered the PAC Panthers when they were in the National Championship Division II bracket in 2019. And now, of course, the PAC Panthers has been taken over by Tim Humans this season. It was 8-3. Came out with that very close win against the Greenville Hurricanes, and we talked about it. They just had a tough situation all around with of course, their head coach Jeff Thompson, fortunately hospitalized and passed away. All of the factors coming into not just this state championship, but through the rest of the season for Josh Thompson and the rest of the coaching staff. Come out on top as state champions, something special.
I tell you what, Coach is watching from above, and he is cheering his boys on. I mean, just to beat a team this bad, I think that speech must have been very inspirational before they came out here ready to play.
Yeah, it looked like their main play as they kicked it off at the 45-yard line. As we keep having the clock continue to run. As we wind things down here, of course, tomorrow we have Extreme Talk, the finale for 2021. We'll recap today's game. We'll recap all 4 of the games on Monday from the Panama City Beach National Tournament, consolation games, as well as the Division II and Division I championships and everything. Give our final sign-offs for the year, and of course, last show for me. Last state championship, I'll be calling 3-8-man Extreme. Special thank you to all of the hardworking men and women that have made this so successful throughout, not just this year, but through the 5 seasons I've been around. As the PAC Panthers give it to Clay Humans up the left side, and the ball loose. Looked like the Greenville Hurricanes recovered it. And yet again, it is ruled the Greenville Hurricanes recovered. Just again, story of the day has been the Greenville Hurricanes all over all sides of the ball. As I was saying, it's, of course, for all the hardworking men and women that have made the broadcast successful over the 5 years I've been here. Shout out, of course, to James Shannon for the opportunity. We'll get more in depth into that tomorrow, but at least for this year as well, for Audrey Green, all the travel she's done with us and all the work she's put in behind the scenes, as well as Monica Shannon, and of course, broadcast partner on the headset, who's the only one who can hear this stuff right now, Brendan Daniel. We have a timeout called by the PAC Panthers, so we'll stop the clock with 8:15 left to go in regulation. And been fun, of course, to get out here to North Augusta for the first time and call a game for the first time with the SIFA, as well as full game of the PAC Panthers. Also to see the Greenville Hurricanes and what a successful program they're already building up. Of course, they have a decent amount of seniors this year. Very junior heavy for Greenville Hurricanes heading into 2022. I'm sure it's going to be great for anyone else on the 8-man Extreme team to witness this going into next season. But special thank you to all of you who have been watching along on this 5-year journey. It's not over yet. We've got the prize presentations coming up after the contest. We have the final show of Extreme Talk tomorrow at 5 p.m. It's been moved back an hour. We at 5 p.m. Central, and 64-6 lead here in North Augusta. As this one handed off, carry there by Matthew Mark. Gets it inside of the red zone.
Number 10 on the carry for first down.
As things wind down here in South Carolina. Line on this drive, at least on this set of downs. No tackles for Matthew Mark. Finally brought down in the backfield by Max Leibish. And it looks like Matthew Mark is slow to get up. What a workhorse Matthew Mark has been throughout this contest. And you hope he's okay as well. And it certainly does make sense with how hard he's been playing, that eventually either just gassed or banged up on one of those plays.
I'm sure he's just gassed. This is about the time you want to put your backups in. I mean, it's 64-6. Why even have your starters still in?
As we resume. And toss across the middle, looking towards the end zone, incomplete. Great coverage there by Kyler Barkley. And still winding things down here with the outcome essentially set here in North Augusta. Ball loose in the backfield, immediately recovered by the PAC Panthers. Give credit to Sean McNulty, who has been a star on defense for this PAC Panthers football team throughout the season. Can't do everything as one guy, unless, of course, you're Aiden Lechtefeld or you're some other stars like Cooper Kennett.
Or Gale.
Or, yeah, absolutely right, but Sean McNulty has tried to put in some work and did show up there with the fumble recovery under 6 minutes in the fourth quarter.
Just try and put in a little bit, last minute effort before the game's in. Just stat them stats.
Lamb will go deep downfield. Almost caught and a flag down. Popped out at the last second, intended for Humans, and we'll get a penalty.
Hold. Hurricanes. Penalty first.
So holding call against the Hurricanes. Barely seen any we've seen penalties fly throughout this afternoon, heading into the early evening. As we reach now 5 o'clock. Reach 5 o'clock Eastern here. It's a Essentially a 2-hour game. How long we've been on the air. Started at 3. Looks like this game will go to almost exactly 2 hours. Maybe 2.5. Of course, in the post game, we'll have the prize presentations. Brendan and I will wrap up this SIFA state championship, give our final sign off. Sure to stick around for all of that on the Fairlife Core Power Protein post game show as this gets carried up. Gets back to the original spot for a just short of it for a 3rd down and 11.
And again, I'm just going to say for all you newcomers that just got on here, please subscribe and hit the bell.
Of course, we have Extreme Talk tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central. Wrap up the year. Of course, we have the Gatlinburg All-American Games, which several players from the PAC Panthers have been nominated. Will likely be headed down. I believe for the Greenville Hurricanes, I believe their defensive coordinator is a coach in Gatlinburg. It's either that or the defensive coordinator for the PAC Panthers, one of the two. It's told it's the PAC Panthers defensive coordinator is one of the coaches in the Gatlinburg All-American Bowl. I'm sure there's been some nominations for the Greenville Hurricanes.
Yeah, if I don't see Gil there, I'll be highly upset. I'm gonna have to talk to somebody.
we have some connections, I think. We have some connections, but of course the nominations closed about a week or two ago for the All-American Bowl games for 8-man and 11-man. So the rosters will be finalized in the next few weeks, and I believe the coaching staff has also been finalized. Both games should be fun to witness that December 18th from Rocky Top Sports World. At least last year, it was at one of the high schools for spacing. It might be at Rocky Top Sports World this year again. We'll of course, see how that happens when we get to Gatlinburg in about a month's time, or just under a month's time, probably about 3 weeks. Under 2 minutes. Here goes Mason-Gill. He'll get about short of the 30-yard line. And that will essentially wrap things up. Tim Humans is the commissioner for the SIFA. Have to help my knowledge of this trophy presentation afterwards. Conference doesn't formally name an MVP at this phase, of course. This is their first year being in existence. So we'll of course get to help them in their first state championship. Help them highlight the players and the teams for being victorious as this one lobbed over to Matthew Mark and get just short of the 25-yard line.
Number 10 on the carry for 3rd down.
I believe they are just going to wrap it up unless there will be victory formation for one last play. As the formalities. And they will just do one more knee down. Coach Jeff Thompson's legacy laid out on the field here, and the Hurricanes honored him well. The 2021 SIFA champions are the Greenville Hurricanes. Stick around, prize presentations in just a few moments for this SIFA championship game. Stick around. Thank you for watching. 64-6. Congratulations to the Greenville Hurricanes, victorious over the PAC Panthers. the most valuable player, 2 interceptions, a fumble recovery, making plays on the defensive side of the ball. Bring over 40. John Gill. John, this was just such a one-sided game for the Hurricanes. For the rest of you, how proud are you of this team and the way that they played?
You know, I can't thank God enough. We've come so far as a program. My first year was a little rough to, to come through 64-6 at the end of the season. I couldn't ask for a better senior year.
What did you see on that deflected interception?
Prayer, that's all I saw. See ball, get ball.
Congratulations to you. And now, Coach, all the emotion leading up to this championship as well. How meaningful is it for you and this team to be able to get this victory against the PAC Panthers?
You know, I can't even express right now the adversity that this team has faced this year, the way these guys responded. I mean, to lose our head coach and my father halfway through the year and to come together like they did and do what they did. I know he's smiling down right now. I know that God has been watching over us through this whole thing, and our whole saying through this entire season was glorify God in everything that we do. And I think these guys have done that. I could not tell you how proud I am of this team, the way they've responded in the face of everything that they've gone up against. And to all the fans and the parents and everybody who's involved in this program, this is all y'all's trophy too. All right, this championship that we won, y'all have done such an amazing job with these kids and how you've raised them, and I could not be more proud to coach them.
And going into the second half, the PAC Panthers scored within the first 10 seconds, and you knew coming into this matchup, lost 44-42, you knew it was going to be tough. What was the message to your team heading into this afternoon's contest?
You know, my dad's saying was always keep that pedal down. He didn't really believe in backing off, and that was the mindset I came into this with, and every one of these guys knew that it was time to press that gas pedal to the floor, and that's exactly what we did.
Well, I know there's not a formal name for this trophy, but I'm sure Jeff Thompson Memorial Trophy, with you guys being the first state champions, might be the name. But on behalf of the SIFA, the first champions of 2021, congratulations to the Greenville Hurricanes. All right, Brendan, I think Jeff Thompson Memorial Trophy is definitely the name that needs to go on there, not just from them winning, but for everything that the Hurricanes go through on this season. But this one is special compared to all the other state championships that I've done. But for you, your first season to be able to do this, how would you describe this moment in words?
Man, it's crazy special. I mean, just for this team, all the things they've gone through, especially losing their coach. I couldn't imagine how hard that is for them to go through this, but what a way to win the game. I mean, 64-6? That's special. That's very special.
Very special. For the PAC Panthers, a lot of things they have to look forward to heading into the rest of 2022, and they've also got Gatlinburg with their players. How do the PAC Panthers keep their heads held up high going into next year?
Just act like this game didn't even happen. Play amnesia. Just go win next year. It's a new season next year. Just come back, win it. That's all you have to do.
Extreme Talk, the finale is tomorrow. A lot of things we'll be recapping and such, but not yet. You know, the hugs will happen tomorrow and everything, but what are you most excited to talk about on the finale of Extreme Talk?
Excuse me, I'll try to keep my emotions together on this one. You know, just everything that's happened all season and the national championship, everything that happened in Florida, and then hanging with you guys. It's been a blast. It's been an amazing experience, but more for you on Extreme Talk. You better tune in. All y'all, better tune in.
The show will happen at 5 p.m. Central tomorrow for Extreme Talk, but 64-6, the Greenville Hurricanes are the first champions of the SIFA. For James Shannon on the other side of the camera, for Brendan Daniel, for Roger Green running the show upstairs, for Monica Shannon supporting us from afar, all the hardworking men and women made this season so successful. Our broadcast side is over up until Gatlinburg, but Extreme Talk tomorrow at 5. I'm Spencer Thompson saying so long from North Augusta. The Hurricanes of Greenville are champions.